The thing which really struck home was the second gentleman who came out. He gave a brief press conference. He said, if you haven't said I love you to your wife, if you aren't making the most of your family, then please do so as soon as possible. Don't live to regret that. I can see one email here from Gava in Uganda who says, this is great to be sharing a joyous moment in the human history. Farouk has also emailed from Pakistan. We can pull that one up on the screen. He says, every time another miner comes out of that tunnel, it's like another breath of relief. When Florencio Avalos came out and hugged his weeping son, I thought of my own son and thanked God for their reunion, which is what I was talking about, people reflecting back on their lives, Roberto.
Yes, I think there's definitely an emotional aspect to it, and there is also another aspect that we should reflect upon, which are the causes of the accident. Because we obviously use copper, which is what the miners were mining worldwide. We are in a globalized economy. And the miners that were working there are putting their life at risk every day that they mine this copper. And so that is also an emotional aspect. The Chilean wealth was created by mining throughout its history. And so these are the real heroes. These miners, these tough miners,
and it's interesting, you talk about the benefits of copper mining. Matt Fry was saying on BBC World News just a few minutes before we came on air that the Chinese demand for copper has really caused a boom in Chilean mining, which has also, some would argue, created a pressure on the Chilean mining industry. Maybe we can talk about that in a moment. By the way, if you're watching and want to take part in this discussion or World Have Your Say on BBC World Service Radio, it's 17 hours GMT. Do call us up, country code 44 2070 83 72 72. We'll call you back so you won't have to pay for too much of that phone call. Let's speak to Stephen Thomas. We actually spoke to him a few weeks ago on BBC World News when this ordeal began. He's a veteran miner. He joins me from Barberton in South Africa. Stephen, you know this experience all too well. You were yourself trapped underground. What are your emotions watching these men come out?
Oh, it's just such a pleasure and such a relief to see these guys coming out. And, you know, they look all in good spirits. They look great, actually. If you consider, you know, what they've been through for the last 69 days, I mean, it's quite incredible. And I think that, you know, hats off to the rescue team as well as to the miners and the whole country for getting involved. And obviously, I mean, the press and everybody that's been motivating and pushing this so that it has been spread throughout the world. I mean, it's just been a brilliant display of unity throughout the whole world, I think.
Stephen, what advice would you give them? You've been through this period where you emerge back into the world, you're the centre of attention. What advice would you give these 33 men?
Well, I think the first thing they've got to do really is basically get back with their families, appreciate their families, enjoy what they've got. I mean, they could very well have lost everything. So, you know, they must go and rebond. I mean, I think the love is going to be absolutely huge, and they're going to want to hold on to everybody that they can. So, you know, they must enjoy the moment and take pleasure in their families, and they must relax. I mean, they need to, you know, to unwind from this. It's not going to be easy. Psychologically, it's going to be difficult. There's going to be a lot of people in their faces for a long time now, and they really, really need to try and isolate themselves away from a lot of things and focus on their lives again.
Stephen, thank you very much indeed for joining us live from Barberton. Now, I was mentioning a couple of moments ago that you can always phone us up, come onto the show live on the telephone. Let's speak to Kevin Argyle, who's doing just that. He's in Leicester in England. Hi, Kevin. What's your reaction to what's happening?
Well, it's wonderful, isn't it, that these men are finally coming up after such a long time below. I mean, those first 17 days must have been horrific. But being the family of a miner here in England, my father died 3 years ago, but he was a miner for over 30 years. And he also had an accident in the mine and was trapped for a while. He came through it fine. But when we heard about Ariel Takona and his newborn baby daughter, my wife pulled out the knitting pins and knitted a lovely little pink hoodie for the baby. We sent that off to Camp Hope, addressed to them, and hopefully that got to them with a little message expressing our love and best wishes for them there.
I'm sure that will be much appreciated. Good to speak to you. Thank you for coming on to World Have Your Say. On your screen there, you can see the wheel at the top of this winch turning. That means that the capsule, the Phoenix capsule, is making its way back down, and it's going to pick up Victor Segovia, a 48-year-old electrician who has told his family in letters that, and I quote, "This hell is killing me. Sometimes I wake up having nightmares about eternal darkness." So he will certainly be relieved, as they all are, of course, to end this ordeal. In a moment, we're going to hear a message from Kivumbi in Uganda. But Vladimir from bbcmundo.com, let me quickly come back to you, because a number of people have been emailing us saying, why is the mining minister, Lawrence Goulburn, a hero in this situation? Surely he was overseeing the industry which allowed this accident to happen.
Well, one of the crucial things here is that the minister, the role of the minister has been going so well, the rescue has been going so well, the preparations and everything, that people are actually probably more happier that the things are going well and that miners are coming out alive, which was in a way probably unexpected a couple of months ago. So in a way he's been helping his image as a minister by this fact only. And the other thing is that this is a private company which had its own rules. So the fact that the state did not have enough regulations to impede that this was happening is a fact that maybe today is being overlooked, and maybe it's a debate that will come into the future, and people will be asking there is a need for deeper regulations into the mining industry in Chile.
Thank you very much for responding to those points. By the way, if you'd prefer to comment in Spanish rather than English, go to bbcmundo.com. You can certainly do that there. Kivumbi, though, has posted on our Facebook page from Uganda in English, and he says, "The rescue mission reminds me of 1969, when America showed the world that it was possible to put a man on the moon. The 33 miners will live as celebrities for all of their lives, just like Armstrong and his colleagues. This goes in the history books." Do you think, Roberto, that he's getting carried away, or is it on this scale?
Well, I mean, definitely this is a first, and as such, I think that it will create emotions in all of us. So I have no doubt that this is a landmark rescue operation that will be remembered for a long time to come.
Okay, well, that message came in from Uganda. Let's go live now to Nairobi in Kenya and speak to Mute, who posted at worldhaveyourSay.com. Lots of people do this. We go back to you, get your phone number and get you on the air. Mute, what's your point?
Basically, my point is that this event shows that at least humanity cares. As much as it is people that we don't know, it's some peasant farmers who are known, miners who are known before this event. And the focus that has been showed from people all over the world, the global media has descended in San Jose. It shows that humanity still cares. As much as there are more than 33 people suffering the world over, it shows that with determination and with a little caring for our brothers, we can really conquer some of the problems that bedevil our world today.
So you say it reaffirms your belief in humanity. A lot of people in Africa are saying that, but it has to be said, a lot are also mentioning safety. Here's one message from Dar es Salaam. John emails me to say, this is the lesson to our mine owners in Africa, to think about safety first rather than the amount of money they can make. This isn't the way it is in Tanzania. Pablo, do you feel proud that Chile is showing the developing world how to do it?
I think after the rescue process and the emotional issues, there is a second element which is quite important, and is the failures somehow on the mining ministry. I was reading that this mine was closed down in, I think, in 2007 because it was an accident, and one person died, and they were not compliant with all the regulations. Nevertheless, some irregularity happened, and the mine reopened again.